अस्सलाम वालेकुम, वेलकम टू बेटर पाकिस्तान, बेहतर पाकिस्तान। मैं आपका होस्ट अटलांटा जॉर्जिया से मोहम्मद सिद्दीक, और आज का टॉपिक आपके सामने है। 15 मिनट में कोरोना वायरस का टेस्ट पाकिस्तान में पॉसिबल है, और हमारे साथ जो आज गेस्ट हैं वो इंग्लिश में बात करेंगे। तो इसके लिए मैं भी इंग्लिश में स्विच कर रहा हूँ, अबाउट टू स्विच इन इंग्लिश, और ताकि हम वो अपने एक्सप्रेस कर सकेंगे। पाकिस्तान में अभी जो कितने दिनों के में टेस्ट हो रहे हैं, आई हर्ड के 2 दिन में लग रहे हैं, हफ्ता लग रहा है, मल्टीपल वीक्स भी लग रहे हैं, डिफरेंट जगहों पे डिफरेंट टेस्ट हो रहे हैं। तो उसको हम स्पीड अप कैसे, रैपिड टेस्टिंग कैसे कर सकते हैं, उससे बहुत सारे लोगों की जान बच सकती है। ओके, आई एम गोइंग टू स्विच इन इंग्लिश नाउ, एंड थैंक you so much for joining Better Pakistan, Behtar Pakistan. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and today we have esteemed guest panel, and first one is Dr. Yuan He from Florida, Orlando, Florida. And Dr.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. And Dr. Yuan He is a Ph.D. in polymer science and engineering with a 28 years working experience in the areas of polymer science, surface chemistry, bio-polymer materials, medical diagnostics, and business development and management of life sciences corporation that leads to a development and commercialization of various new materials and products. Dr. He, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. And we also have Dr. Sana from Lahore, and she is a pharmacist and Ph.D. in pharmacology and looking after regulatory affairs in Pakistan. And we have Dr. Azhar Awan. Dr. Azhar Awan is a founder and chief technologist at the Techtevo Chemical LLC from Atlanta, Georgia, and graduate in organic chemistry from Private University, Islamabad. They did his master's from Drexel University in supercritical fluid chromatography, and had a PhD in emulsion. And okay, Dr. Azhar with us from Lee University, Pennsylvania, and he is expert in polymers. Dr. Azhar, can you hear me? Dr. Azhar, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. We have another guest, looks like, in the show right now. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate everyone. And okay. So Dr. He, thank you. So you are the expert. You are going to help our nation, Pakistan, to get COVID-19 test in 15 minutes. Is that right?
Yes. Sorry, I just got this phone call from my old friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you hear me well?
It's a little noisy in the background. I don't know what is it.
It's okay. I'm going to. There's someone. I'm good. Someone has a audio issue. I'm going to remove. Let's see what happens. Okay. Can you hear me now better?
Yes.
Okay. So just to make sure, our today's topic is a 15 minutes coronavirus test in Pakistan, and you are going to help us as a nation to get a test in 15 minutes or less in Pakistan. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, because I just want to validate my assumption first. And folks, before we even talk to our guests, let me tell you, every overseas Pakistani is the ambassador to the nation. Let me tell you, because Dr. Azhar and Dr. He, they were classmates in 1991. In 30 years, they have been working together. So Dr. He has exposure to Pakistan through Dr. Azhar, and they have been working for last few years together. And now that's the power of being ethical with the high integrity, when you really work together as the two nations together, and friendship translates into business relationship, and business relationship translates to saving the humanity. Pakistan is a 20 million people, and everyone is exposure to corona and probably something else later. You never know. Right now, the whole world needs your help, and Dr. He showed up at the time when we really needed help, so we can do a rapid, quick testing in Pakistan. Thank you so much from the nation of Pakistan, from the people of Pakistan. I really want to take a really sincere moment to say thank you, Dr. He, for showing up and explaining how all this works. And Dr. Azhar, I appreciate being a true ambassador to the Pakistani people. And that's what we expect from 10 million overseas Pakistanis, because wherever we do, whatever we do, whenever we do, you are being judged as a good human being. And this is a testing time, and testing time, the good friends always shows up to help. And Dr. He, Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to get into your polymer PhD in polymer, and then kept going on this?
Oh yes. Well, my background is similar to Dr. Awan in the polymer material science, and the beginning, of course, by training was a chemical engineer by producing all kind of different polymer resins in different uses. My major applications are in the water-based coating and water-based adhesives. And by a chance, on the year 2000, I moved to Silicon Valley in California, USA, in San Francisco. And I was engaged in a company that developed material, polymer materials for biochemistry and medical chemistry. So as you all know, the material is most of the area material is a key factor for the successful of that certain technology. So we used our material in medical diagnostic and medical purification and separation. That's how I get into this biochemistry and medical chemistry. So after this many years, about 20 years, I have been developing materials being used for many diagnostic systems, reagents, such as we call lateral flow type, just like the pregnancy test, the little strip, and they put the samples on one end. It developed into a certain pattern. It shows you positive or negative. So tells you in the pregnancy test, it tells you if you're pregnant or not, for if your wife. Okay. But for many other tests, it's the same similar principle. You can test many different type of immune system, related to the immune system, the diseases. And this time, for this COVID-19, it's as we all know, it's a virus. Okay, so the best way, of course, to test it, the most rapid way to test it, is the PCR test to test the nucleic acid of this virus itself. You can test it right after it's infected. Okay, so you test the virus itself. However, the drawback of this is it takes a much longer time. It takes a couple of days, and it has to be done in the central lab of the hospital. And the resources are limited in many areas in the hospital. And another test is actually testing the antibody that generated from your body after you are infected or not. If you're not infected, you do not have this antibody. We call it immuno G, hemoglobin G, IMG and IMM. Okay, different two types of antibody from your body, generated from your body. And if they are positive, that means you have already been infected. Okay, you have already had the virus in your body. That's why your body generated antibody against them. The advantage of this test is only takes 10 minutes to 15 minutes, very fast. You use your own fingertip blood to sample it. The kits include everything in it, and you drop it on the strip, and it gives you this rapid development of the test in 15 minutes. Of course, the drawback is normally it can only show the result about 2 weeks after you are infected. So this is very good for the use to control the widespreading of this disease. Once somebody does not have the symptom, but they have the virus in their body, they can still spread the virus around. So this is very good and easy to use. You can almost use it by yourself, do it by yourself in home. So that's why it's going to be widely used in US. And I think it's already used a lot in China, but it should be much more, in my opinion, much more widely used to let you and your family and the people surrounding you all aware that if this person is positive
Thank
of the
you.
test.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yes.
We have Stuart Smith has joined us together. Stuart, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, thank you so much, Stuart. We have been waiting for you. I really appreciate it. Stuart Smith is the owner of SSS Triple S. Is that right?
Yes, Superskin
Yes.
Systems.
Yeah, Superskinsystems from Atlanta,
Oh,
Georgia.
hi, Stuart.
Hello.
He has a close ties with
Hello.
Dr. Awan Techtevo Chemical LLC. Both are collaborating on many areas. He has over 50 patents. His blast skin, bulletproof skin systems being investigated all over the world. His new Nano Technology is in launch with the Techtevo in Pakistan to protect hospitals, pharma companies, and his new development of face mask is under test at CDC and various other agencies. Stuart, welcome.
Thank you. Had problems getting on, but now we're there. Thank you.
Yeah,
for your
wonderful. Thank
patience.
you. Stuart, please please share with us because we cannot see you because you are probably the most handsome from our panelists today. That's why you're hiding from everyone.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me talk about it. Basically, as you all know, the only way the virus can get into your body is through either your nose or your mouth. So that the use of a mask is definitely going to eliminate that from happening. However, all the N95 masks that are available today and the ones that are being produced by people at home are very, very thin, probably a 32nd of an inch in thickness. And if you don't have any porosity, then you can't breathe. So the key is that the pathogens are in the 0.3 micron size. So as you increase the porosity of your mask, they're going if the porosity is greater than 0.3 microns, then it's going to come in. And once it enters into your mouth and nose, then you're a candidate. So what we've done is we've looked at this a different way. We've made a low density foam, 4 pounds per cubic foot, that's 100% open cell. And at 6 millimeters in thickness, this has thousands or hundreds of thousands of small little bubbles connected, forming cells. The cells have broken windows so that they're all interconnecting, so that if you try to pass air through them, it's like going through a maze. It goes back and forth, back and forth. It's not a straight pass to go from your mouth to the atmosphere or vice versa, from the atmosphere into your mouth or nose. Because the pathogen is an adhesive in a sense, it sticks to everything, plastics, metal, as we know, the body. As soon as it enters into the cells, it's going to get stuck on the cell walls. And if any more get through that cell wall, there's a million more of them waiting for it to catch it. So we feel very confident that with this kind of a process, opposed to the non-wovens, which once you have a hole, it's now done. It's in your body, or you've pushed it outside. But to go through the thousands or hundreds of thousands of cells, it's going to get trapped. We then looked at research to see what happens when you kill it, and they're all talking about some of these new chlorohexoquinone and added zinc to go with it. And so we looked at nanometals such as nano zinc, nano silver, nano copper, and we put those in the matrix so that once the cell is attached to the cell walls, it has to fight with all these positive ions that are sitting there waiting to kill it. So we have it in a number of different places being tested right now. We've made different types of masks. We made it as a liner. We've also made it as a standalone mask by itself. And we're anticipating both the Army, the CDC, and a couple of hospitals that are using it right now to get us some good feedback. The same type of matrix without foam can be put into our coatings. For example, what most people don't realize is that if the pathogens are in the air and they don't find you to land on, they certainly will land on the walls or the floor. So now you come walking into a room and these pathogens are laying on the floor and you're stepping on it. So it's now stuck to your shoes. It can live for 20 to 30 hours. You now walk to another room where someone else is there. You take it home and take your shoes off, so you've now infected your house. So we've taken and created a new coating in which we loaded it up with these same type of nanoparticles, so that when it comes in contact with the nanoparticle, that we can contain it. You can see from that picture the different types of masks that I made, and there, the blue one, if you can all see that, is the foam insert that we put in that mask. The one that I'm wearing on the right is kind of like a sock with the insert sewed into it. Now these can be taken out and washed, or they can be put under a UV light, or they can be nuked in a microwave oven for 10 seconds so that you can reuse them. So we're hoping to get some really good feedback, certainly by next week, and start promoting this thing. If anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Yeah, Stuart, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We are so proud of you. You guys are working beyond the borders and beyond the colors of religion and the countries and everything. You guys are work for the humanity all over the world. What keeps you going on that side? Because you consider everybody same, because you want to save a life.
Absolutely. I want to save my own life. So yeah, we need to do something, because a lot of these things, people are not using common sense. If you've got a very paper thin mask, it's not much protection. The thicker you make it, the more opportunity it has to stop the pathogen from getting in your body, and vice versa. So that's why we went to this cellular matrix with these positive ions to get it.
Dr. Azhar, thank you so much, Stuart. And Dr. Azhar, I would like to take you on this one. So you have been working with these two friends and gentlemen and the scientists on this one. What's your feeling that you're bringing this to Pakistan to save our people and back in motherland?
Thank you very much, Siddique Saab. You bring me on a number of shows, and I was very proactively talking in Pakistan, various industrialists. Even in the United States, I'm in touch with the industrialists. What exactly Stuart has mentioned, we are working on another project where we are trying to protect our frontline force, the doctors, the physicians, the pharmacists, and we're trying to see how we can do. And Dr. Yuan He and Stuart and my fellow, he is working with a company named Al Jasuriya. We have a very broad discussion on this subject. We have a very novel ideas. And Dr. Yuan He has an industry in Pakistan, in China. He is I'm very grateful that he is helping me on my call, and expeditiously we agreed on the concept, and we are ready to provide the raw materials. Final raw material can be applied very quickly even on fabric, not even non-woven. So this is my passion. And these two folks who are here and my many other friends, we are doing brainstorming continuously. So I think that's my purpose, is not only Pakistan, the whole humanity. We want to work together. We are the front line, as I mentioned from the very first interview I gave. The scientist has to be very first. And we are the brain power to find the solution. And that's why The nation has spent the resources on us. We have no other purpose but to service the nation and service the humanity.
Thank you so much. And we have, you mentioned about, we have a Dr. Sana. Dr. Sana, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, welcome. Thank you so much. You heard Dr. He and Stuart and Dr. Azhar Awan, and how you welcome these people in Pakistan.
I welcome you all, and I'm very grateful that you are quite senior person to whom I'm talking. Yes, I just done my Ph.D. in pharmacology, and I'm like doing regulatory affairs that are related to the registration of the products. We are actually importers of the veterinary pharmaceuticals here. Their regulations. This I'm telling you about my job responsibility here, where I am doing my job. My job is to go for the registration of the products to come in the market. We have a number of vaccines, like other pharmaceuticals and antibiotic products. I go for the registration, and I can tell you that registration is not an easy process any country. Uh, Secondly, in this pandemic situation, we are serving our country in disinfection. We started our disinfection program early in March. We are on front line with NDMA for controlling the disinfection. We have hydrogen accelerated hydrogen peroxide brand with which we are like doing this disinfection. Secondly, I want to ask Dr. Yuan, the type of the test, the kit he has prepared is. You were telling that it is PCR. I want to know what type of PCR you are doing in that. Is it direct, indirect, captured?
Sorry, the
Yeah,
PCR, yeah, the kits I'm talking about, the fast 15 minutes, not the PCR. It's a lateral flow.
Okay.
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 It's a lateral flow antibody conjugation. It's to test the immune antibody, not PCR. PCR is for nucleic acid. We have different kits for the PCR test, but that takes
Yeah,
quite a long time. Yeah.
it is ELISA
This
test.
no, this 15 minutes test is simple antibody antigen interaction. It's not ELISA.
Okay.
It's just like the pregnancy test. You have a certain antibody, the second antibody on the strip, and if you have a positive,
This is generally the principle with ELISA too.
it's not the ELISA principle, but it is ELISA antibody antigen interaction. That's true, but without the incubation process.
What is the incubation period?
It does not essentially it does not need much incubation. The total time, including the flowing, sampling, everything together, takes 15 minutes. It does not need the temperature incubation, just at room temperature. You can do it at home.
Okay, what is the basic primary antibody or antigen you are taking?
We are testing the IgM and IgG in the
Right.
body. Yeah. That
Are these
when
tests
you
are
have yeah.
reliable?
Pardon?
These tests are reliable, or they are the certainty with the precision or specificity or sensitivity?
The sensitivity is depending on the kit. Some of it can be very high, very high. Yeah.
Okay. Did this kit get registered anywhere? Like you are from an Atlantica, your regulatory authorities? Does it got
Sorry,
authorization?
the regulatory.
Yeah, let me ask this
Does
question. Dr. He, yeah, I understood the question. Dr. He, is that the 50-minute test is registered in here in US with the CDC or whoever this FDA is it already approved in US or in
Oh yeah,
China?
these are first they are qualified in China and they have the CE certification. It's not FDA approved yet.
Okay.
It's CE approved, CE registered. It
CE?
CE is,
That is
can be used in Europe. Can be used in Europe now. The
Okay.
FDA take a little longer
uh,
time. Very
okay.
similar to the
Did
one
it
that
get
Okay.
Rose.
Dr. Sana, let me finish it. There's a lag time so that when he finishes, then you ask the question. That's better. You know. Go ahead, Dr. He.
uh,
Okay, it's a very what should I say? It takes a little longer time for FDA to get approved, but it's being used in Europe and China. I don't know what's a regulatory requirement from the Pakistan.
Okay,
Normally, that's
Dr. Sana, I have a question for you. If the
okay.
product is already used, the test is already being used in Europe and also in China, what's needed to get start using in Pakistan? What are the steps and how long it takes? Because the 50-minute test is needed right away, and the US has done it very, very quickly, probably 2 weeks ago.
like everywhere in any country, they need an authorization from their regulatory authorities. Same here in Pakistan. That test that is that doctor is performing in Atlantica or whatever, he needs to get it authorized from our regulatory authorities. And on this emergency pandemic situation, they are like checking or taking us these application at like their first priority.
Oh, okay.
If
First,
this
so
if
Dr.
this kit is like very efficient, then we can go with our regulatory authority to get it registered and come in effect like in no time.
Okay,
We
wonderful.
really
Dr.
need such type of test.
Understood. Dr. Azhar, what's your plan? How we are going to
Yeah,
make it available in Pakistan?
I think Dr. Yuan He is in a great capacity to answer that questions. For positively, we are ready. But I'd like to answer Dr. Sana's questions. EC and China, as Dr. Yuan He said, it has been approved, and that this is a great and wonderful news. And positively, Pakistan can look at, and there's a number of ways I can also personally help. FDA is, as we know, as we speak, and I am in touch with my several colleagues, their products in queue. And that is their top priority, first to approve their in-house product lines. So, Siddique Sahab, to answer your questions directly, I discussed the strategy with Dr. Yuan He, and he is very kind and gracious, and his team, they are willing to provide us in mass quantity the test. So we are looking support from Dr. Sana and her colleagues and the governments, how quickly we can bring to Pakistan and we start serving the humanity and the people of our country.
Wonderful.
I want to ask, what
Okay.
would be the cost?
Sana, Dr. Sana, hold on. Just take some time. I am going to come back to you in a moment. So, Dr. He, let's assume it's approved in Pakistan, and Pakistan is willing to accept it, and on a very emergency fashion because we need in a nation. How much quantity can be produced? Like 100,000 tests, or 1 million tests, or 2 million tests, or 5 million tests? Because we don't know the real scope in Pakistan yet, because not everybody is tested. So only very, very, very small number of people being tested right now in Pakistan. So we don't know the issue at a scale at this time.
Yes, the capacity of production of this type of products is huge. It's huge in China, I must say, because it is there for many, many years for pregnancy test, for example. That's a huge quantity. So at this moment, the production is not a problem at all. So we have a huge amount of, not a lot of inventory now, but we can produce it as much as you need. Yeah, there's no problem.
And when you say let's say 2 million, 3 million, is that possible?
It's not a problem. No.
Okay. And how much is the lead time you need? Let's say the government approved you in an X amount of time, and after that, okay, how much it takes for you to prepare and actually send it?
Yeah, well, we can, once the order, if it's a fixed order is confirmed, we can ship the first batch as soon as you place order. We have at least tens of thousands in the inventory now. We can ship as a first batch, and then it's go on and on. You don't have to have too many at the same time. It's hard to handle. So you can start with 100 or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands to start the test, to start the try at the beginning. Of course, you need to start with a small amount of sample for the regulatory inspection and all the government issue papers and documents. So we can start with some samples to do the test, to do the procedure, to do the document procedure. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Stuart, I'm going to talk to you. Stuart, you're still with us?
I am.
Okay, thank you. So you have done this with the CDC. You're waiting for the results from some hospitals.
Yeah, I've got the hospital, I've got the Army, and I got the CDC testing.
Okay, and how much hopeful and positive you are that your product is ready to be adapted?
I'm very positive because I know it works.
You know,
Good,
it works.
good.
I like your level of confidence, Stuart. You know, it works.
That's very good news.
Common sense. If you've got a little pathogen that's an adhesive, it's going to stick everywhere it can. There's no way it can get out of the fly trap.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Azhar, you want to add something?
Yes, I like to, the comments which Stuart has mentioned. It's a very beautiful comment, and I think the scientists who are sitting in Pakistan, and you see Dr. Yuan He noted when he was saying it is adhesive, and more we increase the path length, and that's a fantastic, and an addition of a very specialized nanoclays and nanoparticles that get doing a fantastic job. So I think that's why I like to echo what Stuart has said, that it is itself, even without using the selective material, it will be highly effective.
So the combination of a test and using the right mask, that can almost create the social distance, like the physical distance apart, and break the cycle almost like in theory immediately. Dr. He, is that right?
I think that's two key factors now in this pandemic control. It's test and protection. And I think Stuart's the mask material, we can even make it, more, progressively better by coating a thin layer of virus-killing material, which is washable too. So if that's doable, we are still discussing about this. Then that really make a very, very strong protection. That not only trap the virus, also kill the virus when the virus get into the cell, because we have this surface coating inside the cell which kill the virus. It's not like a regular disinfection agent which can be washed away. And our coating cannot be washed away. Maybe you can wash the mask for 10 or 20 times. It still have the function. This shortage of all kind of resources at this time, I think reuse of masks is also important. So I'm very positive about this stuff.
Oh, wonderful. Dr. He, imagine you are speaking with right now the highest authority in Pakistan, who is a regulatory authority. They approve tests and drugs and everything else. So you are talking to that authority right now. What would you say the level of urgency for the approval, and the level of quality what you are offering, and the level of support you are willing to commit to the people of Pakistan? Go for it.
Okay. Well, of course, this, as you know, this is an in vitro diagnostic. It does not involve any in vivo, no dangers basically to the people being tested. And we have had a lot of proofs, a lot of proven data that shows the accuracy and sensitivity is very good in this sense. We have used it widely in in the right now in China too. So I'm very confident this should help a lot in especially controlling the people after 14 days after quarantine, and they don't have the symptom. And normally you don't go to the hospital do the PCR, which is expensive, time taken, and also increase the risk of your infection. Because you go to the hospital, public area. And whereas this test, you can perform it in a local community hospital or even home. People can send it to your home. You can do it home according to the very clear instruction. So at least you know you are positive or not, and report back to the data to the authority. So people will have much better picture of the whole pandemic picture. Instead of like in many places, people are still the positive guy is still hidden in the corner of some society. They still walk around, they still talk to people, they still go to restaurants, they still spread the virus. Once you know you're positive, you can have your own self-restriction, self-control. You know how to protect yourself and your family, okay? So I think that should be very, very helpful, very important for the control of the virus spreading.
Wonderful, wonderful. Stuart, are you with us?
I am.
Okay, Stuart, why is that important to have the mask which you have produced it to wear that one than a regular substandard mask? Because from visually look like for a non-technical person like me, they all look the same. And why is it important to have this highest quality what you are providing for the public to wear that mask?
Well, if you look at the N95 or any of the masks that are out there, and you talk to anybody that's wearing it all day, people in the hospital, they have trouble breathing through it. It is very uncomfortable. It is also very thin. And just common sense means if you've got a barrier that's 10 times thicker, it's that much more opportunity to protect yourself. But you don't want something that's so heavy that it becomes uncomfortable and you can't breathe. The foam is such a low density, you don't even know you have it on. And it's very comfortable. It's not something that cuts into your face. If you look at any of the people that are wearing an N95 mask, after they take it off, after wearing it for 15 minutes, you can see the imprint on their face from the elastic pulling on it, because if it's not tight, it's not going to protect it. Here, it doesn't make any difference. They're going to get trapped in the fly trap.
Yeah,
and it's comfortable to wear.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. I have a question. Yeah, go ahead.
May I add one point of Stuart's comment? I think why it's so important. I'm not a big fan of mask, by the way, because I think if you have a bad quality mask, it actually does more bad than good, because you think you are protected. Actually, you're not. I'd rather not wearing it, so I do not go to those dangerous environment or situation. But a lot of people have a very cheap and low quality mask. They think they are protected. They don't know nature of the virus and the airborne stuff. Actually, for the many virus and airborne particles, those masks does not even exist. It can go through freely. But you think you are protected. I'm always resembling this to people who think they have kung fu. They think they can fight. And whenever in a fighting situation, they rush up to fight, but they are beat up because they don't know how to fight. That's so important to have a good mask or don't have mask, okay? The worst situation is you have a cheap, low quality mask. That's worst, okay?
Yeah.
So that's very important.
Thank you. In fact, Dr. He, you are so smart. You guessed my question. For someone is asking this question, Sli Mughal. Yeah, and he says, sir, I want to share the dangerous situation in Pakistan. There's a shortage of masks in Pakistan. So many sellers are standing on a roadside to sell a substandard mask. People put on the mask to check the proper size because they check if it's the proper size. For me, just like checking a shirt size, when you go in a store, that's what they're doing. if there's no proper size, try more again and again. If someone would be affected by coronavirus, it could cause the spread of the virus. Or it's a serious people. No one is taking seriously. So you already answered the question. Is Stuart, what would you like to add answer to this situation? What one of the person who is watching this right now is sharing.
Well, I agree with him. If you don't have a good mask, it's more harmful than good, just because of the people not having enough brains to stay home. You know, it's plain simple language. But if you do have something that is comfortable and protective, and you've built in extra precautions with thickness and trying to trap it, we can lick this thing.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Dr. He, here I have a question. Someone in audience is asking, what kind of techniques are you using in this kit, the testing kit?
Oh, this is just very common technology, very common technique. It's a lateral flow using membrane, and the sample flow through the membrane, and you have just exactly like a pregnancy test. Okay, you have antibody. If it's positive, it can be conjugated, attached by the virus, by the by the antibody, by your own antibody, and you have a color particle, either colloidal gold or the color particle. That's what we make. We make raw materials. Then the color particle will be attached to the line, and you're going to see a red or blue line. If it's negative, it will going to just pass through without caught by the IgG or IgM from your body. If your body have this antibody, it will catch these particles. So you're going to see the color line. So that's so fast, how easy it is. Just go through it, somebody catch it. If it's being caught, that means you're positive. That's exactly the same principle as the pregnancy test. Okay.
Okay, wonderful. So Dr. Azhar, 1 second. Okay, you are excited that you are working on this project on the very testing times?
I'm very thankful to God that I have so beautiful and great people around me, and they are very helpful. I can keep on counting how kind and caring and loving they are. If I go to China, Dr. Yuan He don't let me to pay anything from the airport and return me to the airport. And I think Stuart is my very kind friend, and we are working last 1 year, very strong relationship, very brilliant chemist he is. And there is a few others, I could not bring them at a very short notice. I think we are here to serve the nation and the humanity. It is a time for Pakistan's government to give us a helping hand so we can serve the humanity.
Thank you. Dr. He, I have someone else have a question. What's the principle of the kit? Is it a chromatography?
Oh, similar chromatography. Chromatography is a lateral, just flowing through the membrane. It's a chromatography.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Farah Diba is saying, so it's antibody, so if it's there, then it has to be corona only.
If it is that, then it has to be corona. So it is antibody. Yes. It is antibody. It's specific to generated specific to the coronavirus. For this certain type of IgM, IgG.
And there's one, Dr. He, there's one more question. You want to read it on your screen?
It requires serum. I need the fingertip blood, just a punching needle, and they have a capillary sampler, glass tube. Just tube it and drop it on the cartridge. It's just a fingertip blood, 1 drop.
Okay, yeah, just like a diabetic, they take a little small test, you know.
Yeah, it's not like a PCR. You take the sample directly from the nose or throat, because at that time the virus is still here, and what we are testing is the virus get into your body, and then your body start to generate antibody, which is in the blood. Okay, not here anymore. It's in the blood. It comes antibody to kill the virus. Okay, then you test that antibody. See, that's why the drawback of this test you have to wait 2 weeks because your body have to generate antibody. It takes a couple weeks to have enough concentration to be tested. So
Yeah.
it's delayed. It's delayed. However, it's easy to use and very, very important for the unsymptomatic positive person.
Okay, we have someone from Dubai. He is joining. Shafiq, CPA Shafiq. Welcome.
The topic is very nice, so I'm a good listener, so let me listen with more concentration.
Okay, you can listen then. Thank you so much. I appreciate coming with us. So you keep listening. So there is someone is asking tons of questions. It's a great question, by the way. Okay, Abdul Shakur is asking, can we use what is this word? I don't know.
Coagulant blood.
Coagulant blood. Yes. Should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And Farad Diba is asking, IgM and IgG are usually produced in primary and secondary immune response.
Right. You're right. But
Okay.
it's this test is specific to the this coronavirus.
Okay. Dr. Sana, I know you were asking a question and I interrupted you at the time. I apologize for this because we wanted to cover so many things. So Dr. Sana, go for it. You get the last word on asking question. Your question is the last question.
I want to ask Yuan for the kits. Do you have that clinical data for it?
Do we what?
Dr. He, do you have a
Clinical
clinical data for this test already?
Oh yes, of course. We will send if
You
we
have-
need. We've done a lot of tests.
I just want to ask, have you tested your results with the same sample you taken and then tested on PCR or like any other ELISA reader
Of course.
for its like precision and sensitivity and specificity? Can I have that document for my study? Like I just want to study.
Of course. Yes. I will ask the group to send you some data. We have almost 99% correlation with the PCR positive. Yeah.
That precision was 100%.
Almost close to 100%. Some are a little weaker. Some because this is not a quantitative test. It's a qualitative. The cutoff point. Some line a little lighter. It's hard to tell. It's not as stark as we think it is. So the concentration is a little low, but it's positive. Yeah.
Whenever we get a disease and it get treated, we still have antibodies in our blood.
Yes. Some
Right.
still have. Yes.
How do then that could be tested? Like if we are still positive, or we got that is negative, or we do not have disease, we have been treated from that coronavirus, we have recovered from that disease. How this could be tested from your kit?
At this moment, we do not have enough data to show that yet because it's depending on the person. The antibody can disappear too. The antibody will be negative test in the future, but somebody will keep this antibody for their whole life. You can have that have positive all the time, but the people does not have cannot infect, just like a hepatitis. Some people have the positive all the time, but does not infect, does not spread the disease. Okay, this don't know yet. This is too new. We don't know, but I suspect it will be similar. Somebody will be positive their whole life. Somebody may turn to negative in the future. So we don't know yet. It's time still too short.
Okay. Dr. Sana, that has to be the last question. I appreciate the time on this one. Dr. Sana, you came to Better Pakistan show. What would you say to your best friend about Better Pakistan show when I'm not there?
Come again?
It's on your screen right now. You can read it. What would you say to your best friend about Better Pakistan show when I'm not there?
I will say do watch these 1 hour sessions, as they are very interactive, and we can interact through not in the Pakistan, throughout the outside of the Pakistan, and we can talk with professionals. With we can usually we do not have that opportunity to talk with our international professors or international frontline persons. This is a very interactive session to get interactive with them too. I like that, to listen, to interact with. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. And Stuart, you are on the main screen right now. What happened? What happened?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, okay, wonderful. So what would you say to your best friends about Better Pakistan show where you participated today when I'm not there?
I'd say the question again, please.
It's on your screen right now. So what would you say to your best friend about Better Pakistan show when I'm not there?
Well, this whole thing has been extremely informative. I think if more people that are working on different solutions can get together like you're showing here, then we're going to get to the end result much quicker. So I'm very impressed with it. I would highly recommend it to my friends.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Dr. He, you are on the main screen, and it's the same question for you. What would you say to your best friends about Better Pakistan show when I'm not there?
I think this kind of live show area, the Pakistan is much more advanced compared to China. Okay, I think China should have a similar show, but I don't think it's quite possible in a short time. But I think it's a very good show to introduce the modern frontline technology and the situation to your own people. I think they're very, very good. And you have a very good organizing scale too. That's very good.
Thank you, Dr. Azhar. You know the drill. So this is your opportunity to talk about Better Pakistan show and thank the friends who came and actually participated.
Siddique Saab, I'm really thankful, first of all, for you. You organized at a very short notice. I like to thank my friends who made them available. And I also very thankful for the Dr. Sana and many other, Deepa came second times and few others who listened and asked very intelligent questions. I was very impressed the quality of the scientists who are asking the questions from the other aisle. And here we bring the top best people and we are working together. And I think this show is a fantastic show. And more people has to come and give their best support to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Dr. He, what would you say as a final word as we wrap up?
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It is absolutely my honor. I don't really do this kind of interview a lot, but this is the first in my whole life, I must say. So it's such a great honor. Thank you so much, and I wish really a blessing to all the people in Pakistan. I hope I can visit that beautiful country soon. After this is over, maybe next year. Yeah.
Stuart, what would you say as a final word?
I wish everybody good luck and stay away from problems.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Heath. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, Dr. Azhar. Thank you, Dr. Sana. I really appreciate the time. And today's my last word is humanity. When humanity needs you, the other people need you, irrespective of the color, religion, anything. As far as wherever you can actually uplift the human and save a life, you jump on that one right away without even thinking what I'm going to get back. Imagine this Dr. He and Dr. The Stuart and Dr. Azhar and Dr. Sana, they are working on this. Whatever they are doing, that's going to save someone's life. And you won't even have a connection. That person, the person life saved and the person who actually invented and actually made that possible, they probably don't have any direct relationship with each other. However, they still do it. That's the real definition of humanity. Whenever you are in a position to help someone, my mentor says, just do it. Don't even think what I'm going to get back. In some cases, people make money, and some people just get praise from other people. Some people have a satisfaction of helping someone to save a life. Whatever their intentions are, at the end of the result is someone's life is being saved. And this is the time right now in the whole world, in every country of every religion and every color. If Corona has done something, one thing very good, there are so many bad things, we get it, that it has treated everybody equal. Why we need a Corona to actually do this? We don't need a Corona. We don't need to see anything disaster. Thousands of people are losing their life. Let's be a real human being where we treat everybody as a human equal without any race, anything. Americans are better than this and this and that. Because wherever we are born, we had no choices. Doesn't matter how I look, where I was born, which parents who I was born, I had no choice in that one. So the moment we are born, we are a winner. Whole world is a winner. Once we treat everybody equal and serve the humanity. With that one, I'm going to take thank you to my guests and thank you to you and to your family watching this, and spread this, share it all over, because help is on the way, and you can see the international community of scientists are working together to save Pakistani people. And yes, when we work together as a human being, we can do it. Only thing we need is when this 50-minute test or the mask is a special quality one comes to Pakistan, please remove all the red tapes, follow the procedure. However, speed up the process, do a rapid approvals like US has done it for their products here, and many people are saving, being saved right now from that approval process. So red tape in a pandemic situation is very bad. If there is any, please welcome this and make this happen. Thank you so much, and look forward to speaking with you with another guest. Until then, take care of yourself and your family, and Pakistan Zindabad.